Champion of the series, returning to the French Riviera, returning rather to the Côte d'Azur, and crowning himself the champion of Cannes. What a night for Harry Smulders and for Monaco, as he now picks himself a golden ticket to the LGCT Super Grand Prix as we return to the Czech Republic, as we return to the incredible city of Prague later on this year. And Harry Smulders will now pick up the 5th golden ticket of the season as we continue to fill out that form. We'll show you, by the way, the updated version of the golden ticket holders. Golden ticket, you're wondering, the LGCT Grand Prix winners throughout the season all come together to compete in a Super Grand Prix at the end of the year at the GC Prague playoffs. It is a Grand Prix of champions, and Harry Smulders has now added his name to that list. What a night this was for, in particular, the 3 final riders in the jump-off, as Michael van der Vleuten, Harry Smulders and Simon de Lestre all find themselves getting onto the podium. It was a really great weekend for Mariano Bastida. Jumps clear to get into that second round. A huge weekend for him. For young riders like Zoe Gonteur, for Max Watchman, that is a great opportunity to jump in this jump-off. For Lorenzo De Luca, already an LGCT Grand Prix winner, it wasn't to be, as he changed the strategy, tried to be slow and conservative, and unfortunately had the final fence down. There was no luck for Sophie Hinnes and for Andreas Schouw, as they all had fences down. Only 3 double clears, and those 3 double clears are the double clears that find themselves on the podium. I repeat, Michael van der Vleuten, Simon de Lestre, and your champion of the night, Harry Smulders. That fence causing all sorts of troubles, even Jur Freeling, the Dutchman, giving us some thoughts and some reaction. Perhaps not 100% certain how and why that fence caused so many issues, but it did indeed. Was it the airy nature? Was it the blue fence on top? Well, we'll never know, but it certainly did cause some troubles as we see those fences going down for the riders. They were unable to complete a double clear. There it goes again. Challenging but wonderful build from Uliana Vezzani, who this weekend once again put together a sensational course for the Longines Global Champions Tour, putting together something that is going to challenge yet excite the fans and excite the crowd. And boy, were they excited when Simon de Lestre came into the ring. The only man that was able to take the win away from Harry Smulders. Every single local French fan here inside the arena charging, screaming for Simon de Lestre, and unfortunately missing it out ever so slowly by a fraction of a second. Let's show you the results table and remind you as to how things ended here with the official timings as well before we go back into the arena for the podium celebration. This is how it ended tonight, with Harry Smulders in first place at 42.3 seconds. Simon de Lestre in second, 42.7, and Michael van der Vleuten in third at 45.33 seconds. And with that, the main floodlights of the arena switch on as we get ready for the podium celebration. The top 3 riders re-enter the ring for some champagne, for some timepieces, and for a remarkable trophy as well. Let's not forget a share of 500,000 euros as well. The podium celebration for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Cannes is officially underway.
2023 with Beauvais Z NOP, Michael van der Vleuten, he is third. Rebelli van Hen Brouwershoff NOP on the podium. In fact, not as I mentioned before, my eyes starting to fail, such as the excitement. It is 3 double clears of the 40 combinations that entered the first round. 10 clear in the first round and 3 double clears to correct the information. Our podiums. The quickest 4 falter in the first round, Mariano Martinez Bastida and Jupp. Our top 3 dismount to prepare for the podium. It's been a quite scintillating 18th edition here in Cannes that started here back in 2006. And as I say, the Dutch now with 3 wins. Gerke Schroeder, Michael van der Vleuten himself, and now Harry Smulders is the 18th champion here in Cannes. Simon congratulates Harry. They were clearly going to push each other very, very far in terms of what they could achieve tonight. Congratulations, Michael van der Vleuten. He is 3rd this evening. The champion here 2 years ago, O'Bailey Van Het Brauversov NOP. Just 2.03 seconds. The arrears behind the winning time. And 2nd place, he gave it everything. He led for 3 of the 4 splits, but across the finish line, 0.4 of a second down. It's another sensational Grand Prix, though, for Simon de Lestre. He is the reserve champion with Cayman Jolly Jumper. And our congratulations, the double season champion in yesteryears. He wins his first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix this 2025 season. Harry Smulders wins. The Evergate Stables is Monaco, the winning horse. And we stand for the national anthem of the winning nation, the Netherlands. Finally, Harry Smulders and Monaco realised their long-held dream of winning a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. They were 2nd in Monaco last year in 2023. They were 2nd in Monaco again, and also 2nd, in fact 3rd in London 2 years ago. Congratulations to Harry, our champion. But what a great competition, and 3rd place. And Bottella, the event president here in Cannes, presents flowers to Michael van der Vleuten. François Bory, the founder of Cannes, back in 2006 in the blue suits. And Anne Bottella awards the flowers now to Simon de Lestre, our event president, for a mighty 2nd place with Cayman Jolly Jumper. The home crowd can celebrate. And Jan Tobbs, the president and founder of the Longines Global Champions Tour, the trophies awarded to Michael van der Vleuten for 3rd and Simon de Lestre. Delighted to welcome Florian Cohen, the Longines regional representative for France, who awards the Longines timepiece to Harry Smulders to celebrate the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win with Monaco. Of course, Harry's won with other horses. And remember, he was 2nd here with Emerald. He was very part in the back in 2018 behind Peter Fredriksson, but finally the Cannes crown can be put on Harry's, well, very well impressioned head. He's had a lot of crowns during his mighty career. The Grand Prix win in Geneva last year, Monaco. His phenomenal run continues into the Longines Global Champions Tour in 2025. Congratulations, there is our champion tonight. Harry Smulders wins for the Netherlands with Monaco, the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. The winning margin, 0.4 of a second. The trophy awarded by David Lignard, the Cannes Mayor President, the Cannes Lehrin agglomeration, and the bubbles can finally flow. It's been an exciting yet tense evening, no question. And finally, the celebrations can uncork. As Harry Smulders, Michael van Vleuten and Simon Lestre shower each other in.
A night of champagne for Harry Smulders, for Simon Lestre and for Michael van Vleuten. An outstanding jump off with the 3 final riders to go, all getting onto the podium. Despite the best wishes of the French public here, they were unable to get Simon Lestre on top of that podium, defeated only by the incredible Harry Smulders and Monaco as they return here to Cannes to once again be victorious on an LGCT stage. We'll get some thoughts and some reaction from Simon Lestre, from Michael van Vleuten, and we will then bring Harry Smulders into the studio to talk to the former LGCT champion. As you can see alongside me, Sophie Hinnes comes to chat to us in the studio. Sophie, how's your time in Cannes been here this week?
We had a very good time.
Yeah.
It's a great facility, and yeah, everything around is beautiful. The beach is so close, so it's amazing here.
How did you feel today went? I think a lot of people were expecting a very tough Grand Prix, a very challenging Grand Prix. We saw lots of very senior riders struggle in round 1. That already indicated to us that it was going to be a tough Grand Prix. What did you make of today's class?
Yeah, I think it was a tough course. It had a bit of different lines, especially the line to the triple combination. You don't have it that often, and yeah, the ring is not the biggest ring. You have a bit of a feeling from the indoor. So I think it was a tough enough Grand Prix today.
To get into the jump off, I'm sure you are very happy with my Prince. Every time you were able to jump clear, I know it's a wonderful achievement. Talk to me about how my Prince is feeling at the moment.
He's feeling great. After the World Cup final, he had a bit of a time off, and this is now his first bigger show again. And yeah, he was absolutely amazing. He jumped so good in the first round, actually also great in the jump off. Just had an unlucky fall, so he's in very good shape.
Were you surprised in the jump off to see how many riders had fences down?
Yes, I was actually surprised, and before I went in, they were like, yeah, there's no clear, but I was like, okay, but they will be clear, so I still
They have to come, you think, at some stage.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to go for a slow clear round now. I still will try to have a fast clear round. Then we had one down in the combination, but I'm still like quite happy we finished on 5th. So yeah.
Listen, I think there's some pretty good championship points that are up for grabs here. If you remember last year, we were talking to you about the wonderful LGCT season that you were having right until the very end. And this is another reminder that it's not just about winning the Grand Prix, but when you place very highly, you get good championship points. Have you started to think that 2025 can be an opportunity to do again what you did in 2024?
Of course, that would be great. But I think I have to go a little bit more for it. So far, I didn't gain so many points, so we are eager.
Plenty of time left in the season. We're only 5 down. We're only 5 down. Have you calculated with yourself, with your team, what shows you identify as shows that you absolutely want to be at now? You say maybe you need to be more. Are there certain shows that you say, I really want to compete here, I really want to compete here?
Maybe there are some, but I think we more want to do what is absolutely the best for the team. So also what time-wise is the best. I don't want to stick to shows when it maybe makes time-wise no sense, or for my teammates not really so much sense. So we are more planning to have everything perfect for the team classes, and that we have, and on every show, the right team there.
Talk to me about the next couple of weeks. This is a really busy period for the competition. We now have back-to-back shows. We go to Saint-Tropez in a couple of days' time. We then have Paris, we have Monaco. All of these shows coming really quickly. Yes. What do the next few weeks look like now throughout the month of June for you?
Yeah, next week will be completely different teams. So the other 3 riders, Katrin, Natalie and Anastasia, will be in Saint-Tropez. And then in Paris will be Natalie, Katrin and Sanne. Yeah, and then for Monaco, I think it's not 100% decided yet. but it will be busy weeks, and yeah, I hope that we're going to make the best out of it.
I hope that you get a little bit of rest, Sophie. I hope that you enjoy your time between shows. We are looking forward to having you back on the LGCT stage very soon. Well done to yourself and to my Prince today. As we said, it's great championship points, and good luck for the upcoming stages.
Thank you.
All right, Sophie Hin is joining us in the studio, giving us some wonderful thoughts, some wonderful reaction. And there you can see, it was being ushered just a few moments ago, Harry Smolders, the champion of Cannes, walking his way through to the ring today. There he is, Harry Smolders, being escorted by Floss Bish-Jones from Global Champions Marketing, making his way into the ring. I'm trying to work out exactly where that is in and around us. Harry Smolders somehow being escorted through the crowds here. He'll be joining us in a few moments' time, and I have an interesting story about bumping into Harry here in the streets of Cannes, and I'll bring that up to the studio in a few moments' time. We're also waiting for Dan Strange to get some reaction from second and third. Simon de Lestre, Michael van der Vleuten, they finished on either side of the podium of Harry Smolders. That I'm starting to recognize. That looks like the walk in and around the VIP, which should put Harry Smolders relatively close to where we are here. So I imagine in just a few moments he will be joining us in the studio. I remind you of his time, 42.3. Harry Smolders and Monaco better than absolutely everyone in this jump off. And in fact, that looks as if it's right over here on my right-hand shoulder. Harry Smolders being escorted in, as we said. He will now make his way through the crowds, behind the cameras, behind the lights, and in front of the studio. Such is the service a LGCT Grand Prix winner gets. There are applause, there are high fives. Thank you very much to Harry Smolders. Thank you, Floss Bish-Jones, for joining us. Gefeliciteerd, man, it's fantastic. Hey, Harry Smolders, thank you for joining us in the studio. This is an exciting moment. We've missed you. Yeah. Welcome back, Harry. We've really missed having you in the stage. It's great to have you here. What a wonderful return to the Longines Global Champions Tour. You and Monaco looked sensational today.
Yeah, couldn't be better. I mean, he felt great already for a while. He was 2 weeks ago also second in a 5-star Grand Prix in Windsor. And I felt his condition, the feeling was very, very good already for a few weeks, a few months. So, and he's so intelligent. He's so smart horse, and also you see that now his experience in the jump off. He will find the fences, and he's never surprised if I angle him or whatever. So, it's one of a kind horse, and I'm very grateful for Evergate Stables that they have the trust and the confidence with me, and that I can keep riding Monaco.
Speaking of experience, Harry, you yourself looked very calm this week. I had a wonderful opportunity to bump into you in breakfast, to bump into you in the streets we were walking through and past each other this week. You came across as very calm, very, very relaxed the entire week. Is that just a thing?
Is that normally different?
Oh, I think so, absolutely. I think sometimes a lot of riders, you can see that they are aware of the occasion. Sometimes the pressure, the stress can be quite difficult to cope with. Do you think remaining cool and calm like that, is that something that helps you in moments of pressure?
Definitely. Also, according to my age, with the experience, you get more realistic about your chances, I think. Yeah. But anyway, I'm always been a bit on the calm side, probably.
Good, good. Talk to me about round one, because round one you almost looked a little too aggressive for round one. You made it look so easy. You were very, very quick on the clock as well. Was that the intention, to come out really strong and really tough in round one?
Yeah, I think you had to be...
It sets the tone.
Yeah, right on from the beginning, because you know the lines came up so quickly, especially also those turns to the first double out of the corner and then towards the triple combination. Yeah, you couldn't lose for a single second or moment your focus. You had to be on it, and also your horse.
When you had, I guess you had walked the jump off in the beginning of the afternoon, correct? Yes. When you walked the jump off, you were always wanting to go clear in round one, and you keep the course walk of the jump off in the back of your head. After having walked it and gone clear in round one, before you came into the ring, what were you trying to work out in your head? How did the course walk for the jump off feel before you came into the ring? Because it proved to be a lot more difficult than people seem to have.
So, that was probably also, I could see a few.
Yeah.
So I get even more information, but the plan was already in my head. And even I stick to my plan because...
So no one's around will influence what you have suggested in your
No,
I
only watched one or two to see if what I worked was different. You know, my information, maybe I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong. And I think with Simon behind me, I wanted to put him a bit under pressure. And so I had to be on, but with the combination like Monaco, you can do that. He has the experience, he's ready, he knows the game plan was there. And luckily it was enough.
I remember a season or two ago, you and Michael having that fantastic competition with each other for the LGCT championship. Eventually you going on to win the title and be crowned champion. Now all of a sudden we welcome you back to the Super Grand Prix in Prague later this year. The opportunity to go back to a Super Grand Prix, to compete for that prize money again, to compete for that trophy. How much does that reality start to feel like a real possibility now?
I must say it was not in my mind till I won. And then I love Prague. I mean, it's a sensational show.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy to be back there this year.
All right. I believe that we have something for you to sign as well. And I wouldn't mind maybe doing it on camera. Floss Jones, are you able to bring that in? We're going to ask Harry Smolders, the champion of Cannes, to put his signature on the Longines Global Champions Tour poster. This is something that is now becoming a regular scenario. Harry Smolders, the winner of Cannes, putting his famous signature now on this beautiful poster. Your champion of 2025. As we now stand by, thank you, Floss. Harry, it's a wonderful pleasure to have you. Enjoy and celebrate, and we'll see you in Prague. Thank you very much. Harry Smolders, your champion of Cannes. I believe Michael van der Vleuten standing by to give us some thoughts, to give us some reaction as well. A podium finish for the Dutchman, who had a superb performance today on O'Bailey. Let's hear from van der Vleuten.
Cannes is a really happy hunting
ground. Waiting for Dan.
Be tonight, but you must be pleased with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was 8 to go in the jump off, and there was actually no clear round, so that means that it was quite also in the jump off quite hard to jump clear. So I tried to make a bit pressure on the last two riders, but try to be clear. That meant the podium place, but I also knew that even if I was 1 or 2 seconds quicker, the last two riders, they would have beaten me anyway with a clear round. So I think in this case I have to be very happy with the third place, and congrats to Harry, my teammate. He was fantastic today, and he deserved the win. And also Simon was incredible today.
Your dad was incredibly proud. We interviewed him afterwards. 2 years ago you won on Beauville. You proved your horsepower today, backing it up on O'Bailey. Just talk to me about the horses and how well they're performing.
Actually, they performed both very well. I had both my good horses here. As I mentioned earlier, Beauville was a bit out of his best shape, and that took us a couple of weeks to find out a bit what was the problem and try to get him back in his feeling how he's normally. And I must say he gave me that feeling here, so that was positive. He won the first round of the team. But yeah, I choose this time for O'Bailey, and on the end it worked out very well today.
You won double the points total of your season so far today. How does it change your mentality? Where can we see you next?
Well, I haven't had so many points in the beginning of the season, so this is definitely a good step up, a good motivation. Unfortunately, I have to miss the next one in Saint-Tropez and also Paris, because I need to do the Nations Cup in Rotterdam. Yeah, so what is the next one for me? It's Monaco. I will be there, so let's see if I can get some more points for the overall season.
Well done here in Cannes again, and good luck for Monaco.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Michael van der Vleuten, giving some reaction to Dan Strange in a third-place finish, and I think he'll be very happy with that, making that decision to bring O'Bailey into tonight's Grand Prix, jumping clear in the first round, jumping clear in that second round, getting onto the podium and getting some championship points. Michael van der Vleuten and O'Bailey can be very, very satisfied with that performance today. We stand by and await for some thoughts and reaction from Simon de Lestre, agonizingly missing out by fractions of a second what would have been a famous French win here in Nice, here in Cannes. Let's hear from Simon de Lestre as he reacts on his second-place finish.
Simon, your jump-off form this weekend has been sensational. Cayman Jolly Jumper was brilliant again tonight. Summarise how difficult the result was, though.
Okay, really happy with this second place. First, I would say Cayman amazing again, make a job like not so many horses. Last show he had done it was Paris. So the three last Grand Prix were Sertogenbosch winning, Paris winning, and here second, and winning on Tuesday the big class here. So if you take the last 10 rounds, he was every podium on the big class and not one down. So I'm really proud of him. You know, with the jump off with 10, I was last to go, only 2 clears before me. I know Michael, I could be with Cayman faster, and Harry almost the same time. So I tried to risk a lot, but not crazy because, okay, with one down, you directly drop off like 7 or 8. So I try my best and to save the clear round. I'd like to qualify for the Super Grand Prix, but I need one more place for next time. And okay, he's so in form that I'm very confident for the rest of the season.
Being a French rider, riding in front of the French public here in Cannes, I think if you'd won, they'd have exploded with passion. But how does it add pressure?
Honestly, I love to ride in front of my own crowd because they support you, they push you, they are fighting for you. So that's a fantastic sensation. I would say I really like to win one time here because I think it is the third time for second place. With 2 times with Ryan already, 1 time third with Classic, and now second with Cayman. I need to win 1 time this Grand Prix.
And this season now, you're alive and kicking in the LGCT Grand Prix standings. Where can we see you next?
Okay, I'm going to jump Saint-Tropez next week, then Paris and Monaco, all.
Saint-Tropez second last year. Can you go one step closer? One step further up the podium?
You know, Saint-Tropez, I have already 3 podiums also. 2 times second, 1 time third. So I had to push a little bit more also.
Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Simon de Lestre giving some thoughts and some reaction to Dan Strange. It's been, again, a great performance from Simon de Lestre, just unable to wrap up that fairy tale finish for the Frenchman. Now that Harry Smulders has a brand new golden ticket in his back pocket, let's take the opportunity to remind you as to which riders in the 2025 season thus far have been able to pick up those golden tickets. We go all the way back to Doha at the start of the season. And who was that very first rider in Doha to pick up that golden ticket? Abdel Said. If you remember, him and Bonnie making sure that it was a double. 2024 and 2025, he was the first rider to pick up that golden ticket. He picked up that golden ticket just like he did in 2024. Abdel Said going back to Doha to be crowned champion in the very first stage, in the very first event of the season. From Doha, that then moves us on into the second stage of the season, and we continue to hand out these golden tickets throughout. Emanuele Camelli was involved in Mexico City, the Italian, locking it in and making sure that he was going on to be victorious in Mexico. Scott Brash moving along to Shanghai was the victorious in Shanghai. What a round that was from Scott Brash to be crowned champion there. We moved on to Madrid as well. Wasn't that one of the biggest surprises of Ioli Mitlineo winning in Madrid against all the odds? The young Greek rider going on to win in the Club Campo de Villa in Madrid, Ioli Mitlineo. Then going on to Cannes. And now we can add Harry Smulders' name to that list a 5th golden ticket now handed out on the Longines Global Champions Tour. And with that, our LGCT Super Grand Prix in Prague now has an extra competitor. Let's show you what the new rankings look like on the LGCT overall ranking, because there has been some changes now. Remember, there was no Gilles Thomas here this weekend. There was an opportunity for Edwina Tops-Alexander and Dennis Lynch to improve their rankings. And instead, it's Simon Lestrom and Sophie Hinners that have climbed up. Edwina Tops-Alexander drops to 4, Dennis Lynch drops to 5. Christian Kukuk, Michael van der Vleuten and Andreas Schouw all make up ground. Max Kuda and Emanuele Cameli as well all make up some ground with a very new-looking top 10 of the current rankings after stage 5 here in Cannes. As the sun gets ready to go down, we are ready to bring the curtain down on Cannes as well. We say thank you very much for joining us on the French Riviera. There's plenty to look forward to as we continue the action, and we'll see you again next for stage 6 in Saint-Tropez.
As the most spectacular show jumping tour continues its journey through the French Riviera, Saint-Tropez sets the stage for the next chapter. Bathed in golden light, this coastal haven glows with charm. But behind the beauty lies fierce ambition. In an arena where the action feels closer, every second counts. Join the Longines Global Champions Tour of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez from June 12th to the 14th.